I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Komando, and in tech news this week, is the end of the world coming? A lot of people think that artificial intelligence is actually going to destroy humanity. I'll tell you more about what that means. Plus, it's never been easier for thieves to steal a car. I know it sounds crazy, but pull out the aluminum foil and don't waste your money on repairs. If your computer flickers or freezes or just shuts down, randomly restarts, I've got the quick fixes that are absolutely free, and you don't even need to wear a pocket protector. Now, let's get the latest from the Komando.com news desk.
All right, so stop me if you think you've heard this one before. A dire warning released that artificial intelligence could destroy the world. Researchers think AI technology might lead to nuclear war in just 20 years. The grim outlook comes from the RAND Corporation. It's a nonprofit security think tank. In a new report, the corporation suggests advanced AI can lead to distrust and competition amongst world leaders, leading to itchy trigger fingers. An engineer with the company says we are moving closer to a doomsday movie scenario because we are becoming more reliant on autonomous systems. There is belief that companies are willing to use artificial intelligence before its technology is mature, which could lead robots to mistakenly launching nuclear weapons. Russian President Vladimir Putin once said, "Whoever wins the race for AI superiority will become the ruler of the world." So most of us understand that Russia meddled in the 2016 presidential election. To what extent did it affect the outcome? Well, Republicans and Democrats can argue about that and have. We can all agree that Russia plans to keep using technology to attack presidential elections, any elections, and just any computer that they can get their hands on. So the Cold War has moved into a cyber war. A Homeland Security cyber official spoke to Congress this week about hackers during the 2016 election. Well, he said there's no specific threat at the moment. There is belief that the Russians could try to interfere during the midterms. This warning comes a week after the U.S. and the United Kingdom warned that Russians are expected to attack routers belonging to businesses and consumers. Over a decade ago, Facebook was a place to find out what happened to old high school friends and share pictures of yourself and family. Today, it's filled with opinions, thoughts, arguments, and a decision who to unfriend or who to unfollow. The social network also gets accused of bias or censorship when removing posts. Facebook is working to become more transparent. This week, the tech giant posted the site's community standards. Quote, community standards. It's a detailed list of what's deemed acceptable. There are 3 guiding principles the standards follow, which is safety, voice, and equity. For a complete breakdown of each principle in Facebook's fight to fix the fake news epidemic, go to Komando.com. This week, Google delivered a massive update for Gmail to help you keep your information discreet. The design now has a confidential mode, which means you can block recipients from forwarding certain emails. It's also going to stop recipients from being able to copy, download, and print the email. If your message is top secret, you can even require a password to open the email. Further, the confidential mode has self-destructive mode, so you can set an expiration date for when the message will no longer be available. And did you know that everything needed to steal a car in seconds can be bought online? Kim is here to explain how tech giants could be helping out the bad guys.
Next time you park your car, think about this. Everything needed to steal your car in less than 2 minutes is for sale right now on Amazon and eBay. If you want to steal a car, first shop at Amazon and eBay. There, anyone can buy 2 of the most common and inexpensive electronic devices they need to go into the car stealing business. One device relays a signal from the owner's key fob inside the owner's home and unlocks the car's doors. The cost, under $50. Wrapping your car keys in aluminum foil stops these thieves, by the way. But even more insidious is a $100 electronic device that programs any blank electronic key to whatever car is to be stolen. This product was intended for locksmiths and car dealers. Blank electronic keys cost as little as $8. There are many low-tech tools to steal cars and trucks. But just because you can buy the electronic devices online doesn't mean that you should. I've spoken many times about how the technology we allow into our lives based on its promise to bring us together has actually done quite the opposite. YouTube and especially Facebook are the clearest examples of what technology promised and what it actually gave us. Still being hyped under the guise of uniting us, they have been used more to divide and isolate us than perhaps any force in history. And now the latest study on our smartphones. Researchers at San Francisco State University agree that not everyone will succumb to smartphone addiction, but of the tens of millions who have, the result is as bad as the opioid dependency that is sweeping America. Addicts experience sharp increases of loneliness and isolation, worsening anxiety and depression. Smartphone addiction is no different than any other kind of substance abuse. We believe they're safe, that they will bring us closer, but they don't. You're in for a real treat this week because we have two brand new Komando On Demand podcasts that are just amazing. First one, why the Chinese government may be using smartphones made in their country to actually spy on us. I'm going to explain, and we have some extended interviews with the experts on why you can't buy devices from two specific companies. Does it bother you that Google saves your search history? Should it? How annoyed are you about every click online being watched and tracked? Did you know that you can avoid Google and still find what you want online and not be tracked? Again, that's another Komando On Demand podcast that we released this week. More news is coming up.
All right, so criminals have a horrifying new scam to get control of your bank accounts. If you own a cell phone, and of course we all do, it's time to learn about porting scams. Here's how they work. A scammer will find out your name and phone number. Next, try to get any information on you like an address, a birthday, even social security numbers. So then the crook calls your provider, pretends to be you, and says he's switching to another company. Again, supposedly being you, but keeping the same number. Switching a number from, say, Sprint to Verizon is called porting, and the process takes about 24 hours to complete. During that time, your phone and the hijacker's phone will both work, which means if you have two-factor authentication on your bank accounts, the criminal has access to your money and you become a victim of identity theft. The scam is spreading across the entire country. Check out Komando.com for 3 ways to protect your gadget from porting scams. The FTC is warning of a massive phone scam aimed at Chinese speakers here in the United States. Robocalls are coming through as an emergency notice from the Chinese government. The scammer tries to convince you to give up your personal information and make a payment. Victims are being told that a package is trying to be delivered or that there's an investigation into credit card fraud. The FTC says right now the target seems to be Chinese immigrants and those with Chinese last names. It was only a matter of time. Video games are poised to become a high school sport. The country's leading governing body for high school sports has teamed up with an esports league. So this fall, high school students will compete playing video games. And just as with football, softball, or basketball, there will be a preseason, a regular season, and a playoffs leading to state championships. Competitive gaming is expected to be played at about 20 states for the inaugural 2018 and 2019 season. The industry is booming, and dozens of colleges are now offering scholarship money, and several TV networks broadcast the sport. We live in a world where we can make a good living playing video games. Around 75 million play the game Minecraft every single month. It's one of the most popular games in the world, allowing players to build their own virtual world. Microsoft owns Minecraft and created a marketplace where you can build worlds and sell them to other players. In less than a year, Microsoft has paid out $7 million to Minecraft content creators, and not everyone is happy about paying for content. To read more about players' gripes and how Microsoft works to keep Minecraft safe for kids, go to Komando.com and just search Minecraft. Get ready for more commercials on social media. Snapchat will try to make more money by forcing you to watch ads. Next month, the company begins testing 6-second commercials that you can't bypass or skip. Snapchat wants to test how many ads people will tolerate and continue to use the app. The social media company has recently posted an earnings loss of over $300 million, and it continues to lose users and money. This year, the business went through multiple rounds of layoffs. Have you noticed your computer becoming slower or even grinding to a halt? Kim has some quick fixes for a finicky computer.
Oh, computers. Love them or hate them, they're here to stay. But at some point, your computer will act up. I know it. And that's because I'm the digital goddess. It will suddenly freeze and flicker, restart, or just shut down. It always seems to happen at the worst possible time. It's kind of like when you're in a hurry and you hit every red light. While most of us are fairly computer literate, when something goes wrong, we just panic. You don't have to. Here are some quick fixes to get you back on track. Now first, did your PC or Mac unexpectedly reboot? Well, there's a free program called Who Crashed. You're going to love this. It can help you figure out why and suggest a solution. Now for Mac users, you can get a detailed report of application and hardware issues. I'm going to tell you where to find it over on my website this week. Now, if your computer keeps freezing, for Windows users, try the three-finger salute. No, not that one. Control, Shift, and Escape. That opens up Task Manager. Select the Performance tab. Start using your computer normally, but keep an eye on the CPU, the memory, and the disk. If one of these shows an unusually high number, that could be your answer. Now, you might also have some hidden software like malware or a virus causing problems. So be sure to run a scan with your security software to uncover something that maybe just shouldn't be there. Now, I just gave you a whole bunch of steps. You might be wondering, well, how do I do this, Kim? Well, just hit my website over at Komando.com. Go to the Read section and columns. I'll give you all the step-by-steps that you need. Plus, I've got more tips on basic hardware troubleshooting, like how to stop those annoying pop-up ads, and other tech tips to help you save money. I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Komando. Hey, stay up to date with all the Komando articles and podcasts with the Komando app. It's free, and you get notifications for podcasts like this one and the very latest articles on everything digital and those security alerts. And if you like this podcast, do me a favor. Don't forget to subscribe. Head over to iTunes, Google Play, and also give us a great 5-star rating and review us, because that helps us better our podcasts and also helps more people to find our podcasts. And that's what it's all about. So thanks for listening. I'll see you next time, and I'll see you on the radio for the Kim Komando Show.